Good morning, family. Happy Wednesday, guys. Let's get prepared for today's session. A couple of things, guys, to keep in mind. First and foremost, this afternoon starting around 2 p.m. Let's see if we can find it. Here we go, guys. Yes, today, guys, around 2 p.m., we got the Fed coming out, and then at 2:30, we're going to get Uncle Jerome Powell. So keep in mind, guys, it can be a total non-event, but based upon what comes out of Powell's mouth, there can be an impact and a reaction in the market. So at least be mindful of this. Tomorrow morning, we got our jobless claims. But that's about it, guys. Other than the Fed, not too much taking place outside the market this week. All the big headlines, guys, is what's taking place inside the market with earnings. Before we jump into that, guys, if you haven't already, check me out on Twitter at FocusTradesT and on Instagram at FocusTrades. And with that being said, let's get to work here this morning, guys. So, a couple of names that announced earnings last night. A couple of names announced earnings this morning. Last night after the bell, we had AMD. Beautiful move here, guys. So they closed around $68 per share, opening up a good 75, 76 here this morning. So beautiful move here for NVIDIA. Expected move, guys, was about $4.50, $5. So they were pricing in a move of about 72 to the upside. We're well above the expected move here this morning. So, these semiconductor stocks, along with technology, it's been one of the groups that's led the market on this entire rally since we kind of bottomed out, guys, in early March. So keep in mind, as these semiconductor stocks are announcing earnings, it can definitely have an impact on where the market goes from here once the earnings is done and over with. So good looking start here this morning for AMD, guys. Unfortunately, I didn't get filled on my earnings iron condor. Having some troubles here this week with Thinkorswim. I wanted to do a condor, shorten the puts down at 60, and then shorten the calls up there at 80. Based on where she's about to open this morning, that would have been a great trade, collect some easy premium, but we didn't get filled, so we move on to the next one. But that's big right there, guys. Big beat for AMD. We got Qualcomm tonight after the bell. We got NVIDIA, I believe, in a week or 2 weeks. So we'll see how the semis go from here. But I'm continuing to be patient, waiting for Big Mama NVIDIA to get through earnings. As well, we have Shopify here this morning, guys. Now, I'm not exactly sure if Shop has actually announced earnings yet, but regardless, big move here in the pre-market, gapping up to a brand new all-time high. So one would assume that the earnings are going to go decently well if they haven't been announced already. So Shop is looking good there this morning, guys. Now, we do have a daily squeeze on Shop, but based upon this thing in the pre-market gapping up near an all-time high, that squeeze looks like it might be long gone by the time the market opens. So we will shift our focus elsewhere. And we also have Boeing this morning before the open. And let's go see here, guys, if we've got any kind of news out of Boeing yet. Let's go head back over there to Twitter and take a look real quick. And as you guys know, Boeing's been, one of the more kind of storied stocks of, not just a year, guys, but the last couple of years here, with all the problems they've been having. So let's head to Twitter. Let's do a quick look here, guys, see if we can get any kind of commentary on Boeing. And then we'll jump into some charts, and I'll get you guys the heck out of here and ready for your morning. All right, let's see. Here we got upgrades, guys. Spotify down about 3% after announcing earnings. So you had Spot there this morning as well. And we do a search here for Boeing. Q2 earnings. Here we go. Earnings per share. Minus 479 versus an estimate of minus 239. Revenue 11.8 billion versus an estimate of about 13 billion. So it doesn't look like they beat. We're not really getting a reaction there, guys, just yet. So it's been a week of earnings. Earnings are the most important stocks in the market. And to me, guys, that warrants a lot of patience. You look at a daily chart of the S&P 500, and then you go look at a daily chart of the semiconductor sector and the tech sector, and it's very obvious that those are the two groups of stocks that have put the entire market on its back and brought us all the way up here, guys, borderline cracking back towards all-time highs. The Qs have been making all-time highs for, weeks on end here. The SPY, we're not all that far off. Right? If we can kind of get through earnings, guys, and things are good and we begin pumping again, we're very close to all-time highs of the index here as well. So we'll see how earnings go. We got Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Google tomorrow night. And then after that, guys, we can get back to work. So show you guys this real quick. This is something, I'm filling out on a daily basis, something we're going to be doing here in the Focus Trades group, but we're calling this the sheet. And the sheet, guys, is just something we're going to use, to help us in our pursuit of trading our business and ignoring everything else. And what I mean by that is, once you get a couple of years of experience under your belt, you're doing your trade reviews, you're reviewing your performance, you come to learn what setups work best for you, the setups you enjoy, the setups that make the most sense. And then ultimately, guys, to get to that next level of trading, you want to put a lot of your energy and focus into mastering and trading nothing but the setups that work for you and ignoring anything else. So whether you trade full-time like me or whether you trade part-time, we want to treat trading like our business, and we want to trade our business and ignore everything else. So for me, guys, basically, the two setups I trade are the squeezes on different time frames, and then those pullbacks to the 21 EMA on the daily chart. Nothing else, right? And when I look at my trade reviews, it's very obvious that I shouldn't be trading any other setups. So that's my business as a full-time trader. These are the two setups that pay the bills. These are the two setups that make up my business. So every morning, guys, and every evening, I've got my checklist right here. Right? I'm going through this little checklist every morning and every evening. Managing open positions, for me, that means making sure I got limit orders set to lock in gains, and then just taking a look, guys, and seeing whether or not these positions warrant any kind of hedging, whether I got to close them, etc., etc. And then I'm running the scan for the squeezes. I'm going through the weekly, the daily, the 4-hour, the hourly time frames, looking for the best, tightest, A-plus looking squeezes. And then, guys, throughout the day, I'm updating that list for stocks pulling back to the 21 EMA. Right? And that list doesn't change that much, so it kind of slowly builds upon itself. And if there's opportunities, right, after I've done the scan, after I've kind of gone through the list, guys, updating the 21 EMA pullbacks, if there's setups that warrant attention, then I begin to plan my trades. What expiration date do I want to go with, strike selection, all that good stuff. But if there's no opportunities, right, and this has been the case here this week, guys, hardly any squeezes, and the ones that are, they got earnings. So I'm not touching them till then. The things that have pulled back to the 21 EMA on the daily, they also got earnings this week. So I'm not touching it till then. So, by putting this list together, guys, I'm able to wake up, take a quick look, and very quickly say to myself, my opportunities aren't present today. My go-to setups are not present today. Therefore, I shouldn't be either. If my business is trading these two setups and those two setups are nowhere to be found, then why am I going to sit here today? Because at that point, all I'm doing is running the risk of taking impulse trades and running the risk of stepping out of my lane. So you can take a look at a few of these guys. We got Boeing, but Boeing had earnings this morning, so we got to see the reaction there. Not looking to touch that. A good looking Qualcomm daily squeeze, but they got earnings as well tonight. Not touching it till then. Facebook, they got earnings as well. For Micron, that's likely going to be impacted by Qualcomm and Nvidia earnings, so I'm not rushing into that one this morning. And that leaves me with Zoom and PayPal, but to be honest with you guys, I'm just not in a mood right now to force trades. Amazon, Nvidia, Apple, Google, all announcing earnings. If those earnings are awesome, right, through the roof, we can easily see the market rally forward. That would likely bring PayPal and Zoom with it. If earnings to those big FANG stocks are just terrible and we roll over, well then Zoom and PayPal are likely to roll over with everything else. So I'm being patient, guys, with just, the understanding that these, big stocks, Apple, Amazon, Facebook, Google, Nvidia, when the stocks that have basically put the whole market on its back and carried it on this crazy ass rally here, when those stocks are announcing earnings, it can impact the entire market, good or bad. So a couple decent looking squeezes, but given the fact it's earnings week, I'm just not looking to rush here, guys. I'm going to wait till the end of the week. And for the pullbacks to the 21 EMA, Google, got to wait for earnings. Amazon, got to wait for earnings. Shopify, gapping up this morning, no longer anywhere near the 21 EMA. What's that leave me with? Tesla. So think of that, guys, right? As a full-time trader, and these are my two go-to setups, there's literally one stock that might warrant some attention today, and that's it. That tells me I probably shouldn't be here placing trades left and right, because if I am, they're not my go-to trades. they're not present, I probably shouldn't be present either. Hopefully that makes sense, guys. For those of y'all in the Focus Trades group, I emailed you guys a template of this spreadsheet last night. We'll update it, guys. We'll discuss the other tabs here. But slowly, kind of, over the next few weeks, I want to make this a core piece of, not just what we do in the group, but what you guys are doing outside of market hours all on your own. So continue to be patient, family. The market has been very good to us this year, and it's just 1 week that we got to be a little bit patient. Couple more days, we can make it. I love y'all. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow morning.